there's 5 corners that the Lions could trade for. One of those being Marshawn Lattimore. We'll get to that in just a second. But I want to start and kind of go through the list 5 to 1. Patrick Surtain is someone that we could trade for. This is a prime time player, so you'd have to give up some real draft capital. What are your thoughts on going after him?
Well, you look at a guy like Patrick Surtain, and like obviously I'm excited about a guy like him. I mean, he's a solid player. He's on the final year of his rookie deal. He's a first round draft pick, so you would be able to lock him up for this year and next year on the rookie deal before you have to pay him the outlandish contract. So if I'm the Broncos, I'm keeping him maybe this year, unless you can get something that's good enough of a return for him right now, and that helps you move into the running if you have a quarterback that you like for the Broncos on this year. So I like him because he's cheap this year. His base salary is $1 million. His roster bonus is 2.5. So he would cost us $3.5 million this upcoming year. Yeah, I'll take that. And then the next year he might be worth 20. Or like 17 or whatever it is on his rookie deal. I'll take it. Thank you so much. And then sign him up long term. I think this, I'd be all in on him.
Okay.
You're kidding. I'd be all in.
Absolutely. And the Denver Broncos are just in that desperate state where they need some draft capital. You never know what they would do. So I'm with you. All in on this, whatever it would take to get him. I mean, that's a prime time young player, rookie deal, cheaper right now. It would just take more draft capital than probably we would do, but I love it. Okay, next one.
Just a year removed from being like a top 3 corner in the league.
Dude, seriously. I didn't realize he was so good until we started kind of like researching him. Okay, Caleb Farley. Now, this is interesting because he has had a back injury in 2021, then a torn ACL.
So Brad Holmes guy.
Yeah. So it's like, all right, he played 9 games in his second season, but then more issues. So it's this weird thing where they just acquired Snead. He's an injured guy that nobody's really talking about. So it's like, okay, here you go. So he's had 2 significant occurrences of back trouble in 3 years. So that's not great. No. But what that means, it's the whole Brad Holmes, hey, you're injured. We can get you very cheap. And then maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. What are your thoughts on Caleb Farley?
Caleb Farley is a guy who has played 107 snaps in his entire NFL career. 107 snaps. He's drafted in 2021. First round pick. So out of Vatech. So there's a lot of thought of like, oh, who could he be? And his body hasn't let him play at all. Now, in those 107 snaps, they haven't been great. Maybe it's a little bit more because there was some run defense. Maybe it was closer to 150 snaps, but 107 coverage snaps, and his coverage grades via PFF were under 40. I mean, like atrocious bad. And some of that is injuries. Some of that's, he wasn't playing fully healthy. Some of that's playing as a rookie. This is a guy who it's like, yeah, I would trade a 7th round pick next year for him.
Right. Right. Just a body to try. Exactly.
Yeah,
okay.
I'll trade a bag of chips.
Nice. Nicely done. That helps us all understand what we're working with. Okay. Andrew Booth. The definition of buy low. His rookie season after the Vikings took him the 2nd round, he was limited by injuries.
Shocker.
Once again. So we don't need to go through all this, but he suited up for all 17 games last year, played in a lot of defensive and special team snaps. I shouldn't say a lot, but he was in there at least a little bit in 17 games. He at least appeared. So here's a guy, moderate, injury prone dude. Where are you at with Andrew Booth?
Yeah, I don't mind this one. Like you said, 2nd round pick out of Clemson. There's been some good players that have come out of Clemson, even at the corner position. So I don't have an issue with it. When he played a large number of snaps his rookie year, he was bad. He was not a good rookie. But last year he had a very small sample size, about 100 coverage snaps, and he played well. So and then he got hurt. So it's like, all right, is he starting to figure it out? Not sure why they'd get rid of him, but it's another guy, like they haven't seen anything in him. So why would they give him up? These are some of the articles where I'm just like, he was a 2nd round pick. Like, it's not like I'd give him a 5th rounder for him, but why would they do that?
Why
Like
would
they
they
may
do
as
that?
well just see what they have on a guy in a rookie contract. It makes no sense.
Absolutely. And we've learned just watching Lions players that yeah, there's just certain guys that are not. We've been spoiled, thankfully, over the last couple of years with
Yeah.
Jahmyr Gibbs, Sam Laporta, Brian Branch, where these guys just come in and it's just like immediate, and that's not really normal.
No.
So give them a couple of years. I don't see Minnesota making this move.
Yeah.
And here's the one. Okay, Marshawn
Oh,
Lattimore.
big dog.
Everybody wants to kind of know about this one because this one seems really good. You're going to break down the contract situation with him because because remember what the Saints are all about. They're always over the cap. They've always got trouble with their contracts. So he's a primetime player that they've really had to mess with his contract. So Craig will share that. But I mean, if you look at this dude, defensive rookie of the year, 3 Pro Bowls, 17, 19, and 20. He's kind of fallen off here over the last
A
few
little bit.
years, but not really fallen off actually. But he's got the familiarity with Dan Campbell and Aaron Glenn. He just is a big time player, but I don't know, salary wise, can they make it work?
Yeah, they can. The question is, can the Saints? So the Saints are always running this, and I don't know if I can steal the screen from you here for a second,
Mhm.
right? So here is Lattimore's contract that continues on. And so if we got him this year, what you need to pay, what you always have to pay is the base salary and the roster bonus. That travels with a player. The guaranteed money sticks, or what becomes dead money sticks with the team. So we'd be looking at him for next to nothing this year, and then 18 million and 18.5 million the 2 years after that. That's how much he would cost us if we traded for him. So can we afford him? Yeah, we can afford him. The question is, with the Saints and the cap purgatory that they're in, can they afford to let go of him this year, or do they have to wait till next year?
Okay. And
That's the
that's
better question.
right. That's because usually when you trade, you're like, all right, cool, get this off our books or help us with the salary. But because his base salary is so low, it's like it's not really an advantage for the Saints, and it's just you're losing a good player and you're not really getting any cap relief from it. So
Yeah.
that makes it a hard out for them. And you can see there's always that June 1st designation thing, and they can split
Yeah.
it up. But I mean, he is 28. Again, that's why I was like, go get this guy, go get that guy. Or they're always saying, and I agree. It's like, man, another injury prone guy. Like everybody's injured in the NFL. If you've played long enough, you've had a year where you just like straight up lost a season to a torn quad, or it's like, so everyone's injured. Brad Holmes does find those guys. I get it, but this is a tough one as well to pull off. So,
Well, and again,
yeah.
we've completely overhauled our team, like our
Mhm.
like the training crew and the PTs and the rehab specialists. So like I think players can stay pretty healthy in Detroit. I do like Lattimore. I mean, he comes out of a cornerback factory, a wide receiver and corner factory, Ohio State, right? Just nuts what they're producing. But again, the question you have to ask yourself is, do you want to commit to paying a guy 18 million for multiple years?
Right.
And I would rather pay Patrick Surtain, depending on who you talk to, right? Like I would rather pay a young guy like that out coming off his rookie contract 18 million for 4 or 5 years than I would pay Lattimore 18 million for 2 or 3.
Beautiful. Okay, next one. Last one, Greg Newsome, Cleveland
Oh,
Browns.
nice. Okay.
And
These are all new to me. I didn't know who was coming. This is fun.
yeah, so Greg Newsome, I thought now he might be older, but there's a couple of guys that are.
Nope. 24 this year.
Oh, he's 24. Oh,
He
I
will
love
be.
it.
It'll
Okay.
be his age 24 season next year. Yep.
So the Newsome allowed a passer rating below 86 in all 3 of
Yep.
his NFL seasons. He's played outside in the slot.
Mhm.
So the trade proposal for the Lions to get Newsome, of course, before they traded for Davis, was 73 and a 25 fourth round. So what is that? A third round this year and a fourth round next year?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so this is another guy. He's in the he's 24 years old. Well, he's 23.8. All right, whatever that is. That kills me. Just put his birthday on there. But anyways, he's in the final year of his contract. He was a number, well, I'm trying to think. Is he in the final year of his contract? He might not be. So he's one of those players. I can get this. Don't worry, I can find this. But he's one of those guys where he's still on his rookie contract. So like I kind of like the idea of getting him. He's a good player, and you can control what you're going to do with him going forward. So I got to get the contract details up. Yeah. So he's in the final year of his contract. He was the 26th pick. So next year he'll be playing under that prorated based on where he was picked, how much he'll get paid. So probably somewhere around 12-ish million, 13, 14 million. So you'd have him this year. You could give him that option next year and you're kind of good to go. So like, why wouldn't you?
That's right.
And so he's cheap for a year and a half. I would have rather given up a 3rd round pick for him than Carlton Davis. No offense to Carlton Davis.
Sorry, Carlton.
Well.
I always think of Carlton.
I like him, especially in man. Play a lot of man coverage. Carlton Davis, he's my guy. Sorry, continue.
Oh man, I think it's hard to find like this Cam Sutton thing is just so okay. Before we even, let's just do one other thing real quick.
Okay.
Since let's just do a little simmy. All right.
Oh, you want to get weird with it? Let's go.
Should we do 3 rounds, 4 rounds? Let's do 4.
Oh, let's get weird. Let's go 4.
All right. Because we're talking about vets that we could go after. Let's just see who's out there. Once we're on the clock, as it were. You got some guys going here. Cooper DeJean.
Oh, did you see that? Minnesota kept their picks.
Oh.
All right, now that we're doing this, I gotta make this screen big so I can see everything you see.
Okay.
Oh, Adonai Mitchell went right before us. So where do you want to look here, Chris? Oh, Brian Thomas, that's the one I really wanted. Right. Oh. Graham Barton, Jackson Powers Johnson, Latu. Like those are all guys that you want. And isn't this the pain of picking later?
Oh,
it's like, oh no. I wanted him so bad.
I mean, I look at probably position needs more than I should, but
more than Brad Holmes, that's for sure.
Yeah. Ooh.
See, for me, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Zach Frazier would be great. And I'm a big Ladd McConkey guy, wide receiver out of Georgia.
Okay.
I just think his route running, you can put him anywhere. You can put him on the boundary. You can put him there. But let's be honest. You just see a guy right there, don't you, that you're saying we're going to draft him. You see it.
This reminds me, this is our 3rd draft doing this channel, and there's always a name that just sticks, and it's always there, and you always want to, like, I guess,
hey, Frankie.
Like Kool-Aid is the guy this year's draft to me that's like, there's 0% chance he drafts him just because we've talked about him so much. And it's like Kool-Aid. Yeah. So, but I love it. I love Kool-Aid. I also, mine is Zach Frazier. I think that is just, you get the depth. You get, I mean, Frank Ragnow basically doesn't have toes. I mean, it's just crazy. So it's like, that is the heart and soul of our team is our offensive line. So that's what I like, but I can go.
So if you want to go Frazier, and you're just saying we're going to continue to make the offensive line the heart and soul of our team, and he can replace either Zeitler next year or
that's right,
or Frank in the future with all of his injuries.
You've got depth there. You've got just a star center to come in.
In the making for sure. That was the mature pick. By the way, congratulations. Because everybody wants to pick Kool-Aid, right? Because it's just like, we need a corner, pick Kool-Aid. Like that would be really good. But let's see what happens. Let's see what falls here.
Yeah,
I'm also interested to see what wide receivers fall to us.
Let's look here who went just before. You know what I hate in this draft is we all have to just be ready. Is the Packers pick 2 or 3 picks before us in every round, and I just feel like they're going to do well and just take players we want.
It is frustrating. I know. Our Sports Talk Wisconsin guy, Jason, would love to hear you say that.
Yeah, he would.
Leggett, very good. Very good.
There goes
Worthy.
Worthy.
Oh, how much would you love to have Worthy and Williams next to each other? Just the
Oh,
fastest wide receiver room in NFL history. Like we
to
would
see.
make the Dolphins wide receiver room almost look slow.
Just crazy. And are you just stunned at how oddly good Roman Wilson is? I mean, he was always just a college wide receiver. Then like this year, I guess last year a little bit, but then this year it's like he's open, he's catching the ball, but he's still like 5'7" and 140. It just seems he
Not
seems
that
small,
small.
man. I don't know. I want
He's
to get behind
I
him,
think
but I can't.
he's similar in size. He's not that much smaller than St. Brown.
That's crazy. I know, but that's
Oh,
okay.
I see a couple names that I like
All
here.
right, yeah, you go ahead on this one.
Marshawn Nealand is a great name. Chris Jenkins is a good name. Nealand, I think, is more needed than Jenkins at this point.
Mhm.
Nealand kind of would play the when he was healthy Romeo Okwara kind of role.
Okay.
So I think Nealand's a good edge guy. I have no problem with that. Played out of Western and really shocked a lot of people, both at the Combine and at the Senior Bowl. He absolutely stood out in the Senior Bowl. But look at that size. That's not bad.
That's what we want.
Mhm.
Jeez.
Yeah.
6'3", 275.
Mhm.
His
This is
film.
you'd be having him do what you hope Josh Pascal would be doing.
That's right.
Yeah. So
he's-
there's that
so he's
thought.
a-
I don't know what's on the board for a corner.
Okay.
Can you go
okay.
up there and take a look at it, or
Yeah, how do I? Oh, thank you so
welcome.
much. Thank you. Max.
all right? And I don't hate Max Melton either, and Andrew Phillips, but I still think, yeah, I think we go back to where what we were. Marshawn Nealand's the guy. I
Okay.
think on this
Love
one.
it. Whoops. Hold on, everybody.
Get
All
out of
right.
here. Everybody take a knee. We're getting Marshawn Nealand. Sorry.
Nealon. All right. We got our center.
If we hadn't gotten DJ Reader there, I think Chris Jenkins would have been a great pick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just a great pick.
All right.
Is
let's
this all
see
we got
who-
left?
Yep. Last pick.
Okay.
Oh,
No. Don't need him right now, though.
nope. Junior Colson's going to be a good pro, I think.
I think it would be just pros pro, just fine.
Yep. I think it's
know?
couple quarterback. Oh,
It's our guy.
love it. Love it.
All right, let's just keep it going. Let's see what we have. Blake Fisher at tackle wouldn't be terrible. Johnny Wilson would have been good if he would be willing to play tight end at some point, but he's been very clear he wants to be a wide receiver. He's like 6'7", 235. He's massive.
Bucky Irving.
Malachi Corley's kind of cool. Kind of that quick twitch athlete. Kind of a,
Yeah.
but kind of also what people are looking at him like is kind of that Debo role, Debo Samuel.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I mean Xavier Legette for sure, the Debo Samuel, but him as well. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of good stuff that you can get there.
Oh, a lot of. So if we go back here, where are we at with safety? We got rid of Tracy. We got our two safeties. We also got rid. It's almost like safety's a spot you need a little depth.
It is.
Okay.
It is a spot. So Cam Kitchens isn't bad there either. You can check him out if you want.
Kitchens. Let's see what 6 foot 205. Love it. From the U. I'm gonna go Cam Kitchens. Let's do it. Let's just kind of see where we. Oh wait, we got one more. No, we don't. I'm sorry.
I think it's over.
Yep.
It's gonna run through this nice and slow.
I'm gonna speed it up.
Oh yeah.
And just kind of see where we fall on this. So what, do we not have a 4th round pick or something? Or what?
That's truth.
Hate that.
Because, originally we had 2/3, so I didn't care.
Right.
We had 2/3, so like, who cares? But now that we got rid of one of the thirds for Davis, it's like, darn it. Okay,
Wow,
I have a question. If your PFF big board is number 31 and we picked him at 29, how is that a C-? They don't think it's a position of need. That's why.
Okay.
That's stupid. I don't like that at all. Well, Nealon's the one that I chose. So
That's right. That's right. Oh, good. C-. All right. Oh my gosh. All right. Enough of that.
enough of that. Get it out of here.
Okay.
was fun. I like doing mock drafts.